Hello, English adventurers, and welcome back to your daily English dose. Have you ever found yourself speaking English, but feeling like your message isn't quite understood? Or maybe you want to build stronger connections, but you kind of struggle to express yourself effectively in a new language? Today, we're taking a deep dive into 5 essential communication habits. These can truly transform all your relationships, personal or professional. Think of it as a blueprint for better connections. And the best part, well, practicing these in English is a fantastic way to supercharge your fluency and confidence.
It's absolutely true. Our sources consistently highlight that effective communication isn't some rare natural talent. Instead, it's a fundamental skill, much like learning a language, actually. It's something everyone can master through intentional practice. This deep dive will not only show you why these habits are so powerful, but crucially, equip you with the specific English phrases and strategies you need to put them into action right away.
Right. That's our mission today, to unpack these crucial habits, giving you the clearest insights and, most importantly, the practical English tools. Tools you can use to communicate more clearly, connect more deeply, and truly thrive in your conversations. So let's start with the foundation. What does healthy communication actually look like, according to our sources?
That's a really great question because before we can build, we kind of need to understand the blueprint, right? Our research shows that healthy communication it's a blend of several key ingredients. It's about having open, honest conversations, truly listening to understand, using positive body language, and being able to resolve disagreements constructively. It's essentially the bedrock for any strong relationship.
That really highlights the stakes, doesn't it? Because without that bedrock, they can unravel pretty quickly. What are some of those hidden costs you mentioned when communication breaks down?
Yeah, the hidden costs are significant, and they go far beyond just simple misunderstandings.
Yeah.
Poor communication can quickly lead to outright conflict and emotional distance between people. And in a team or professional setting, a lack of clear communication can cause major goal misalignment that wastes effort and can even lead to project failures.
Wow. Okay.
And it gets more subtle, too. A lack of regular, clear feedback. That can make people feel undervalued, lead to low morale. Even more critically, if your words don't match your actions or body language, what we call inconsistent cues,
Right.
it just creates confusion and really erodes trust. What truly stands out from our research is that communication isn't just about exchanging information. It's the primary way we build, or unfortunately destroy, trust. Consistency and sincerity are absolutely key.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? Think about your own experiences. Have you ever felt misunderstood in English or maybe struggled to convey exactly what you meant? Understanding these basics is your first vital step towards building better connections and, boosting your English communication skills. Now, if understanding is the foundation, how do we actually start building those stronger connections? Our sources point to a really powerful starting point: active listening. And this isn't just passively hearing words, right? It's an intentional, multifaceted process. You're fully concentrating, understanding, responding, and remembering. And it's absolutely essential for resolving conflicts effectively.
Yeah, and a key takeaway from the sources is just how challenging this can be for our brains. It's interesting. Our research reveals that, on average, we interrupt someone every 10, 12 seconds during a conversation.
Really? That often?
Yeah, often because our brains are already planning our response.
Yeah.
So true active listening isn't just about hearing. It's about actively resisting that urge to formulate your next sentence and instead fully absorbing what's being said.
Okay, so how do we do that? What are the core elements?
Well, you need 3 core elements. First, pay attention. This means, eliminating distractions like your phone.
The big one.
Exactly. Making comfortable eye contact and using nonverbal cues like leaning in slightly or having an open posture. These physical actions, like leaning forward, they don't just show politeness. Empathetic helps suppress those defensive reflexes. Your body helps align your mind.
Interesting. Okay, what's second?
Second, show understanding. This involves paraphrasing what you hear in your own words. It's about saying something like, "So if I'm hearing you correctly," just to make sure you've grasped their message.
Got it.
And third, clarify and summarize. If anything is unclear, ask open-ended or probing questions to gain a deeper understanding. These steps ensure you truly grasp the other person's message, including their emotional message, and aren't just waiting for your turn to speak.
Right. And these phrases we're about to share, they're like your secret weapon for showing you're truly listening, especially as you practice your English. They give you ready-made structures. So to show your understanding, you could say something like, what I'm hearing is, "op," or sounds like you're saying, "oh," or maybe, so if I'm hearing you right, you're feeling like name the emotion. And to encourage clarification, you could try, help me understand, oh, or maybe tell me more about what happened. Using these phrases isn't just incredibly respectful, it's also excellent English practice. It helps you confirm your understanding even when you're navigating, new vocabulary or complex ideas, and it builds rapport at the same time. All right, let's move to our next habit. This is a simple shift in words, but it can completely transform a conversation. Using I messages. We've all used blaming you messages before, haven't we? Like, you never listen.
Oh, definitely.
Those kinds of statements can instantly make others feel attacked and put them on the defensive.
That's such a crucial point because messages, they really avoid that immediate defensiveness. Our sources highlight how they promote, well, constructive dialogue. By structuring your message around your own feelings and experiences, you naturally reduce blame. You're simply sharing your perspective, not, accusing. This approach genuinely promotes empathy and understanding when you start with I feel and I need. It invites the other person to listen and understand your point of view.
Makes sense.
It also allows you to be assertive, confidently stating your needs without being aggressive. Our research even emphasizes moving towards we talk, using we to signal unity and shared goals, shifting from you blame or I self-expression to we cooperation.
That's a great point. Okay, let's look at some powerful examples from our sources that show this difference. You'll instantly see how much more effective the I message is. So instead of a blaming you message like, you never listen to me, try this constructive I message. When I'm interrupted, I feel my thoughts aren't respected and I'm not being heard. Or instead of saying, you're always late and inconsiderate, you could say, when you come home late without calling, I get worried and anxious. And finally, instead of, you never clean up, a more constructive approach is, when clutter builds up around the house, I feel uneasy. See how different that feels? iMessages are an amazing tool for clear communication in English. They help you express yourself effectively without putting others on the defensive. You're not just communicating better, you're building a more collaborative vocabulary. Okay, this next habit is a big one, and it goes beyond just words. Our body language, tone of voice, facial expressions. They often tell the true story, don't they? Especially when you're speaking in English and maybe still picking up on subtle nuances.
Oh, it's so true. And the implications here are that we constantly send what our sources call double messages. When your words and your nonverbal cues contradict each other, well, the nonverbal message is almost always heard and believed more strongly.
Right.
And this really undermines trust and credibility. So it's not just about using good body language, it's about making sure your internal state and your external expression are consistent. It really comes down to genuine sincerity.
That makes perfect sense. So what are some key positive nonverbal signals you can consciously use and maybe look for to really boost your English communication? Okay, first, body language. Try to maintain an open, relaxed posture. Avoid crossed arms or legs, which can signal defensiveness. Face the person directly, and a slight lean-in can show interest and help build trust. Next, eye contact and expressions. Aim for comfortable eye contact. It shows sincerity and engagement. Be mindful of your facial expressions. Use genuine positive expressions rather than, say, frowning or glaring. And finally, voice tone. Pay close attention to your tone, pitch, volume, and pace. A positive, varied voice keeps others engaged. Whereas a monotone voice, well, that can quickly make people lose interest. Varying your voice is also a powerful way to convey emotions and meaning in English, even when you're still expanding your vocabulary.
Definitely.
These nonverbal signals are largely universal, which means they can help you connect deeply regardless of your current English level. Remember to pay attention to both what you're saying and how you're saying it.
And beyond these direct actions, our sources highlight that the deepest communication often comes from an internal shift, really, from understanding and managing our emotions. This is where emotional intelligence, or EI, plays such a crucial role. EI is your ability to recognize and manage your own emotions and also to understand and even positively influence the emotions of others. And empathy is a key part of that, truly understanding and sharing others' feelings, not just intellectually, but with genuine understanding.
And that's exactly what we need to cultivate, right? Our sources outline two crucial actions here. First, emotional self-regulation. This is about managing your own feelings first. For example, taking a deep breath when you feel angry so you can respond calmly to others, rather than just reacting in the heat of the moment. This stops your own feelings from hijacking the conversation.
Good point.
Second, and this is a really profound distinction, acknowledge, don't fix. Our sources emphasize the huge difference between trying to solve someone's problem and simply acknowledging their feelings. We often fall into what's called the fixer's fallacy, that unconscious urge to instantly offer solutions to make someone else's discomfort go away.
Right, we want to make it better immediately.
Exactly. But true empathy means staying with their discomfort, recognizing their feelings without trying to make them vanish. So here are some incredibly powerful English phrases to show empathy. These can make a huge difference in sensitive conversations. To acknowledge feelings, you can say something like, I can only imagine how emotion you must be feeling. Or maybe, your feelings are completely valid.
Yeah.
To show interest and invite them to share more, you could try, help me understand what you're experiencing, or tell me more about what happened. And to offer support, you can use phrases like, I am here for you. Or even, is there anything I can do to help right now? Showing empathy builds incredible bonds. These phrases not only help you connect deeply, but also give you ready-to-use English expressions for those sensitive moments, boosting both your relationships and your language skills. Okay, our final habit. This one really brings everything we've discussed together. Constructive conflict resolution. The goal here isn't to win an argument, is it? It's more to understand each other. Conflict is, well, it's a normal part of any relationship. And when handled well, it can actually be a source of growth and deeper connection.
That's right. And the implications here are pretty significant. Conflict resolution isn't some standalone skill you just pull out. What truly stands out from the research is that it's the application and integration of all the other habits we've talked about. Active listening, emotional intelligence, nonverbal cues, messages.
It all comes together.
Exactly. When you bring these together, you create an environment for genuine problem solving, empathy, and clear feedback, even when things get tough.
Exactly. And one fantastic practical guide from our sources is the 4-step nonviolent communication model, or NVC. It gives you a structured approach for even the most difficult conversations. Okay, step 1, observation. State objective facts calmly, without judgment, just what happened, not your interpretation of it.
Just the facts.
Just the facts. Second, feeling. Express your own emotions about that observation. Use those I feel statements. Third, need. Explain the underlying unmet need that's causing those feelings, what's really going on for you. And finally, step 4, request. Make a polite, specific request for action to help meet that need.
Clear and specific.
Right. Let's look at a clear example from our sources to show you how this works in English. Imagine this scenario. When you were looking at your phone while I was talking, that's the observation. I felt hurt. That's the feeling. Because I value our time together. That's the need. Would you be willing to put your phone away during dinner? And that's the request.
Very clear.
Practicing this structured approach in English can really transform difficult conversations into opportunities for deeper connection and understanding. It's a powerful way to use your English for real-world problem solving, building both your vocabulary for expressing needs and making requests. So remember, communication is a skill, right? It only improves with practice.
Yeah.
And practicing these habits in English is truly a double win. You're strengthening your relationships and your language skills simultaneously.
Absolutely. And to help you build your communication toolkit, our research highlights some valuable vocabulary. For relationship words, for example, you might encounter rapport, which means a good, understanding connection.
Like having good chemistry.
Sort of, yeah. Good understanding. Then there's candor, for openness and honesty, speaking frankly.
Well,
Empathy, which we've talked about understanding others' feelings deeply. Vulnerability, meaning being open to showing your true self, even your doubts or fears. That allows deeper connection. And assertiveness, competently stating your needs without being aggressive.
okay, those are good ones. What about verbs?
Right, for communication verbs, useful words include clarify, to make clear, paraphrase, to rephrase in your own words, like we discussed with active listening, probe, meaning to ask deeper, more searching questions to uncover more information, hinder, like to prevent or obstruct communication, and yield, meaning to produce or give forth results or understanding.
And idioms. English learners love idioms.
Ah, yes, idioms.
Yeah.
Some helpful ones are get the wrong end of the stick, meaning to misunderstand completely.
Happens easily.
It does. Talk at cross purposes, which is when you misunderstand each other because you're talking about different things without realizing it.
Yep.
And on the same page, meaning to be in agreement or have the same understanding.
Great list. Okay, let's try to put some of these ideas into practice with a couple of real-life English conversation starters that you, listening, can use right away. These are practical phrases that demonstrate the habits we've discussed. So maybe when you're stressed and need to share, "It's been a tough day. I feel a bit overwhelmed because I had several deadlines at once. I just need to vent for a moment. Is that okay?" See? That uses I messages and makes a clear request.
Nice example.
Or when you disagree politely, "I respect your opinion, but I could be wrong, but I feel that a different approach might be more effective. What are your thoughts?" Here, you're using I messages, showing respect and inviting discussion rather than just starting a fight.
Exactly. So, how can you put this into action this week? Our sources recommend a few practical ways to practice these communication skills in English. First, maybe write it out. Try writing down what you want to say using iMessages or the NBC model before a tricky conversation. This helps organize your thoughts and builds confidence in your English phrasing.
Good tip.
Second, look for opportunities to apply these habits in your real conversations. Start small. Maybe just try one active listening phrase today. And third, and this is quite powerful, record yourself. Use your phone to record yourself speaking, then listen back. It's a great feedback loop to notice your voice tone, pace, clarity, all those nonverbal things we discussed earlier.
Yeah, that can be really eye-opening. Remember, every conversation is an opportunity to practice, learn, and grow. Don't be afraid to try these new phrases and habits. They'll make a real difference in your English fluency and honestly, in the quality of your connections. So what does this all mean? Well, we've taken a deep dive into 5 powerful communication habits: active listening, using I messages, understanding nonverbal cues, cultivating empathy, and constructive conflict resolution. They're not just individual skills, are they? They really work together to create a stronger foundation for all your relationships, enhancing every single interaction.
Absolutely. And this journey of learning, it's continuous. Our sources consistently highlight that these skills improve with consistent practice and self-reflection. So we encourage you, choose just one habit from today's deep dive. Maybe active listening, maybe using iMessages, and commit to practicing it in your English conversations this week. See what changes you notice both in your relationships and, importantly, in your confidence speaking English. What single habit will you try first?
That's all for today's deep dive here on your daily English dose. Keep practicing, keep learning, and we'll catch you next time.